All right, you guys, so let's dive into this deck. So the packaging was pretty cute. It has like these little cards that come with the actual deck, telling you a little bit about how to use your tarot and how to cleanse them, and like a thank you note with a cute little sticker that came in. Again, the art is amazing, but we're gonna dive into the actual system of it. So the package itself is not bad. I mean, it's not the highest quality box. I mean, the box really doesn't matter in my opinion, because you're going to be obviously carrying it around or leaving it in one place. So the box is really just to protect your cards. The backing is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and open this up. So before I actually did this video, I opened these cards up and started playing around with them, asking a few questions, and I'm going to dive into that into a little bit. Obviously, it comes with a booklet with some descriptions here that you can dive into later. The back of it is pretty dope. Okay, there's pretty cool looking colors in the end. And then when you flip them over, they have like this holographic feel to them. So the holographic energy is actually really amazing to look at when you're doing that. And we're gonna go over looking at all the cards. I'm gonna try my best to show you them. Rebirth, Gemini, Synergy, it's called Boundless, Impending, Illusion, Capricorn, Solitude, Solace, Taurus, Aries, Preserve, Aquarius, Reflection, Habibi, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Tranquility, Repurpose, Revival, Flight, Ebullient, I can't remember how to pronounce that, Libra, Sagittarius, Leo, this one is paired, and we have Virgo. Okay, so one of the things I really want to look at here really fast is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we do have the full astrological horoscope here, and these are kind of just like the extra cards that are around here. I believe this deck is a total of, let's go look at the box really fast. I believe it's like 24 to 28 cards. So let's actually find out. We have 12 here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a total of 28 cards. Now for an oracle deck, you know, I test what I do with any deck, okay, just to give it a fair shot, is the first thing I always ask is, okay, like tell me something about myself, right? That like you as a brand new deck should be able to tell me. And even though it did give me details about my life, it was not easy to read. So other divination decks, oracle decks, or tarot decks, they have a profound meaning, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, just so that you don't get my biased perception of it. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle it. And this is the other thing too I noticed about the deck when I had bought it. The edges here, like, let's pay attention to these edges. Okay, like these edges came that way when I bought them, okay? And they were already a little bit like damaged on the edges. For $45, if you ask me, getting a deck that is already cut like crap on the edges is not something that I want. They look like I've used them multiple times, which I have not. And there was also some denting at the very top as well that was very similar when I got it. Now the box itself came completely a-okay. So it was not like the mail itself like knocked around these cards and then all of a sudden, you know, like the cards got damaged on the inside. No, these were pre-cut in this style where they're already slightly damaged and worn. Maybe the machine wasn't good enough to cut this, or something else was going on. but I was not very happy when I first opened the box and I noticed that they were already bent. So that's kind of like a downer. So let's say that I'm asking a love question. Somebody comes to me and they're like, oh my God, my boyfriend, he's cheated on me like 7 times, but I know he's my twin flame, and I just want to know, you know, is he the one? Because he just cheated on me again, even though he said he wasn't. But I just have to know, are we destined to be together, right? And then, fine, let's go read about it. Impending is the first card that comes out here. It's impending, right? So impending what? Like an impending doom? There's an illusion here that's going on with that relationship. It's an impending illusion. And then Habibi. Now, this is another thing that was like kind of annoying with this deck, which I don't really like when certain kind of decks do this, where Habibi, if you ask Alexa, you know, like what Habibi means, let's see if she'll do it. Oh, she won't. I thought she heard me. She's like right behind me. But anyway, if you end up asking her like what Habibi means, she'll pull up like all these weird descriptions, right? But let's say like we go into the actual book itself, and I'm gonna read you why this deck is absolutely not something I recommend for people. Where's Habibi? Okay, so Habibi's right here, okay? The descriptions, as you can tell, are very, very short for each card, like extremely short. But we're just gonna go ahead and read Habibi, which is right here. It says, Habibi, evergreen, infallible, simple, staple. And it has a little mantra or a little poem. It says, bees a-buzzing in the warm summer meadows, the green whisper murmur, come lay in our fields of gold, come watch this life unfold. I don't know about you guys, but like if you are looking for a tarot reading, like this would not make sense. Is he the one? If you like, there's an illusion here of wanting to be with this person maybe, but this card is not actually telling you, the cards are not actually saying like there's an illusion and like you should stop dating this person, right? It leaves things very, very unclear. And then it'll answer you with the energy of Gemini. So this is the Gemini energy that comes up telling you, okay, well, it's Gemini energy. Well, what do you like? Okay, Gemini means having like this flow back and forth, you know what I mean? And if you're not one of those people that knows the metaphysical properties of like the zodiacs, this deck is not going to be very good for you. Especially if you're a brand new person to tarot, this deck is definitely not going to be good for you whatsoever. So there's a couple things already that I don't like about this deck. Yesterday, which was really funny, when I got this deck yesterday and I opened it, doing the video, like when I did the intro, I took a second to just like look at them first to get a feel for them before I ended up like reviewing them. And when I started doing that, it was very interesting because I ended up realizing that these decks, like they can't really answer too much for you. Let's see another one. Tell me something about myself right now. We have repurpose, okay, so there's repurpose. I know I'm repurposing aspects of my life. The Scorpio energy is here affecting us. Libra, I'm changing the balance of certain things in my reality. Again, like, you know what I mean? Libra, Scorpio, Pisces, like synergy, I'm transforming. If I didn't already know the meanings of the totem animals and the metaphysical properties of this, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So let's just say we're going to go into repurpose. I'm going to just read repurpose really fast. It means strike, invention, interpretation, foreboding. Scorpio ends up meaning, let's see where Scorpio is at. Resourceful, stubborn, brave, redemption. And I'm not even reading the poem because the poem that goes with these cards doesn't even give the card any meaning. It's just literally cute. So like, let me just be 100% honest with you. For $45, this deck, for the way it came, already kind of like slightly worn on the edges as though I have been using them. The cut was crap. I did not like them in that sense for that first purpose. The fact that the cards don't have meaning to them is another issue that I really feel like they have a meaning, but I'm not going to be pulling out this tarot deck to, like, you know, I'm not going to be carrying it with me everywhere and be like, oh, yo, you know, like, you need to get your tarot read. Let me just pull out my Primrose and Rose deck, right? Like, let me just pull that out and work with it and just do things, right? Like, I'm not going to be that. Like, this does not give you depth of information. I felt this way originally, and I kind of felt bad because, you know, when I buy tarot, I know the tarot themselves have their own emotions to them, and I don't want my tarot to ever feel like they're like unhappy or like they're not being cared for. So I tried to give them some time. I went on Etsy. I saw that other advanced tarot readers felt the same exact way that I felt about these cards, where like these cards are completely void of meaning. I really just feel like the artists themselves, they're really good at art. They're really, really great at art. Like this card right here, I really connect with this card. I really like this card. I like the art. I like the vibes. And 100%, the only card in the deck that has an exact meaning that actually matters is this card, which is really weird. Like, this is the only card that will intuitively give you the exact meaning of what it's supposed to be, the flight, right? And this is probably my most favorite card. But past this one card, all these other cards over here are just kind of like there for show. Like, the art is really pretty, the vibe is really cool, but really, like, I really feel like it was a tattoo artist that knew how to do tattoos. They were like, okay, I think it'd be really cool to make my own oracle deck. I've always wanted to make my own oracle deck. And then they made one, but they didn't know what they were doing. So, like, when you're shuffling these cards and you're using these cards extensively for, like, any form of reading, like, I've noticed that it's almost as though the cards themselves don't know what to do, okay? So, you can take it with a grain of salt. Like, if you're advanced at tarot and you're like, okay, well, I'll just reprogram the deck to, you know, have my own interpretation and meaning, that's fine. If you want to go ahead and use it for the zodiac aspects, you know, when it comes to reading the zodiacs, that's another thing. So, like, right now I'm in between, just to be 100% honest with you guys on how I feel about this deck. Yesterday when I got it and I started working with it and I looked at it and I got the vibes for it, I won't 100% disliked it. Like, I'm trying to avoid the word hate, but like literally I would look at these cards, think about using them, and my third eye would hurt. I would feel like nauseous thinking about even using this. So for a second I even thought like maybe it might be the holographic, right? That's affecting my my sacral and my third eye, right? Like maybe it might be the holographic that's actually making me nauseous, and it's not the cards themselves. But like after, you know, going on Etsy and then reading other reviews, and some other tarot card readers felt the same way that I did, I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only one that's basically picking up on this information, that these cards literally are just for show. Like, they're not good for tarot. They're not good for oracle. I wouldn't even say that they're an oracle deck. Like, I wouldn't say that they're a tarot deck either. So like, if you're a beginner, I would avoid this deck altogether. If you're experienced and you are just really invested in the holographic and in the colors, then fine, buy it. But you're going to be very, very disappointed with the meanings and the way that they handle themselves, and even the full level of the quality of the cards as well. I don't really feel like if I were to keep these cards that they would last very long, just because they already came kind of like scuffed, which was not cool at all. And that's pretty much my review on this Primal Rose deck. Like, you know, was the idea really cool? Were the vibes there to like potentially create a really cool deck? Yeah, absolutely. Like it was there, but the creator themselves did not know what they were doing in terms of creating an oracle or a tarot deck, okay? Like, this is not something that I would recommend anyone to buy. I'm not going to even add in the link to buy this deck because I don't believe in it, and I don't support things that I don't believe in. But I honestly, I messaged the artist and I told her, hey, I think you have amazing art. You're just, and you're the message, the vibration, like the aesthetics, the vibes of these cards are cool, but they don't have any meaning. They're very basic in the terms of like what you're going to be able to use them for. So that's my review. You know, if you think it's harsh, I'm just telling you, I have over 40 decks. So this is the first deck I've ever bought in out of the 40 that I have that I've officially hated with like great disdain. Even my husband was like, is this the first deck you've ever gotten that you've actually disliked? Yes, absolutely. This is the first deck I've ever gotten that I've disliked. So yeah, that's it. So I wouldn't recommend this. It's not worth $45. If you want to support small business, then I guess you can go that way. If you want to go ahead and you want to just get them because they're pretty and they're based off of the aesthetics, that's amazing. But these are going to be one of those decks, if I keep them, if I don't return them, which, you know, I'm really thinking about, I'm going to return them. And I've never done that before ever with any tarot deck. So like, let me just use that as a basis. I've never returned a tarot deck ever in my life. Okay, and this one's the first one that I've also hated that so much that I wanted to actually return it back. Not because of the art, not because of the design, but the actual like metaphysical concepts behind the cards themselves are void. So if you're using this, if you want to use this for like advancedness, no, don't do this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sending you all my love. Thank you so much for watching and for being open to this, and I will catch you in our next review.